Yes, my dear friends, very good afternoon each and everyone. So in the previous classes we have completed some of the points regarding the metals and non-metals, occurrence, physical properties of metals and non-metals, metalloids. Then we have completed chemical properties of metals and non-metals. We have completed, these are the points. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the 2 points. First one is, that is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction, and after this we are going to discuss uses of metals and non-metals. So these are the 2 points we are going to discuss today. Okay, so first point, displacement reaction. Second point, uses of metals and non-metals we are going to discuss. Yes, my dear friends, first point we are going to discuss, that is displacement reaction. Yes, my dear friends, before going to that displacement reaction, here one activity is there. Take the 5 beakers. Take the 5 beakers, beaker A, beaker B, beaker C, beaker D, and beaker E. Okay, these are the 5 beakers we have to take, isn't it? Okay, 5 beakers. In each beaker we have to take the chemicals. So in a first beaker, that is A beaker, beaker A, we have to take zinc plus copper sulfate solution. Zinc plus copper sulfate solution. What is the reaction we will discuss. Next, B beaker, iron plus copper sulfate solution. Okay, beaker B. Next, beaker C, we have to take a copper plus zinc sulfate. Copper plus zinc sulfate. Beaker D. Beaker D, we have to take copper plus iron sulfate. Okay, next beaker E, that is iron plus zinc sulfate, isn't it? It means beaker A contain zinc plus copper sulfate, beaker B contain Fe plus copper sulfate, beaker C contain copper plus zinc sulfate, beaker D contain copper plus FeSO4, next beaker E contain Fe plus zinc sulfate. Okay, this is the water. Each and every beaker contain this. These are the solution. Okay, leave 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes you can leave. After the 5 minutes, what are the changes takes place inside the beaker? Okay, what are the changes takes place inside the beaker? We will see here. Okay, what are the changes takes place here in these beakers? We will see after 5 minutes, isn't it? Okay, beaker A. What is that beaker A? Zinc plus copper sulfate solution, isn't it? Zinc plus copper sulfate. The copper sulfate solution is what? Blue color. Blue color. Yes. After the reaction, there is a change. Okay. Here also blue color. Copper sulfate solution color is what? Blue color, isn't it? So after the reaction, zinc plus copper sulfate solution. Zinc plus copper sulfate solution. My dear friends, what happened? So this zinc is displaces. Zinc is displaces the copper. Zinc is displaces the copper, isn't it? And it is react with sulfate. React with the sulfate. It means the reaction is what? Zinc sulfate plus copper. So copper get separated. Copper get separated, isn't it? So zinc is displaces the copper. Why it will displace, I will explain later. Okay, so first reaction, have to focus on that. Zinc reacts with copper sulfate solution. isn't it? The reaction taking place here. The reaction taking place in this beaker. My dear friends, zinc displaces the copper. Zinc displaces the copper, and zinc react with sulfate. It forms zinc sulfate, ZnSO4, and copper gets separated. So this is whatever the changes take place in beaker A. Beaker A, isn't it? Next, come to the point. Second, same way iron displaces the copper again. Iron displaces the copper, isn't it? So iron displaces the copper. It means the reaction is what? Iron sulfate plus copper. Iron sulfate plus copper. Here also what happened? Copper get separated. Copper get separated, isn't it? Yes. My dear friends, next beaker C. Here also changes takes place, isn't it? It means the iron displaces the copper. After displacing the copper, get a separate. Get a separate. Here also copper get a separate, isn't it? Okay. Next, come to the point. C beaker. My dear friends, copper plus zinc sulfate. So already one reaction over. Zinc plus copper sulfate. Zinc plus copper sulfate. What happened? Zinc sulfate, you'll get the copper separate, isn't it? So C beaker, what happened? Copper plus zinc sulfate. Here no reaction takes place. No reaction takes place. Beaker C. Why, I will tell later, isn't it? Next, in the same way, no reaction. Copper plus iron sulfate, because iron sulfate already formed here. When iron react with the copper sulfate solution, what happen? FeSO4 you will get. Okay, copper gets separated. So here also no reaction takes place. Then come to the point, iron reacts with the zinc sulfate. Here also no reaction takes place. It means remains same in these three beaker. No change at all. The reaction remains same. No change at all. Yes. My dear friends, here among we have took the three metals here: zinc, iron, next copper. These are the three metals. These are the three. Out of these three metals, zinc is a reactive metal. Reactive metal. Then second, iron. Then third, copper. Only among these three I am telling. Among these three, zinc is the reactive metal, isn't it? Next step is what? Iron. It is also reactive, not that much of zinc. Next, copper is least reactive. Okay? Whole point is clear. Zinc, iron, copper, isn't it? Yes. My dear friends, listen here. Zinc is more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper. Hence the zinc is displaces. The zinc is displaces. The zinc is displaces the copper. The zinc is displaces the copper. And formation what? Zinc sulfate. Copper get separated. So hence in the beaker A, the reaction takes place. In beaker A, reaction takes place. Isn't it? Yes. Second also same. Already I told. Second is what? Iron. Yes. So iron reacts with copper sulfate. Here also iron more reactive than copper. Iron more reactive than copper. Iron displaces the copper. So copper get separated and forms what? Iron sulfate. Then third point, C beaker. My dear friends, already you know that it is the least reactive. Least reactive. Among these three only I am telling. Okay, reactivity series of metals is different. Potassium, calcium, sodium. The reactivity series is different. But only among these three, the zinc is more reactive. Zinc is more reactive. That is why the zinc displaces the copper and iron displaces the copper, and copper does not displace the zinc here. Copper does not displace the zinc because the zinc is more reactive than copper. So it is not possible to displace. Same way here also, iron is more reactive than copper. Hence the iron does not, copper does not displaces the iron from iron sulfate. Okay. So zinc sulfate and iron. So here zinc is more reactive than iron. Zinc is more reactive than iron. My dear friends, here iron cannot displace the zinc. Iron cannot displace the zinc because of reactivity. Because of reactivity. You should be remember this one. Yes. Hope point is clear. Copper sulfate solution. Copper displaces from its sulfate from its solution by zinc because of zinc is more reactive. Iron is more reactive. Copper is least reactive. That is why the copper is displaces by zinc and iron. Yes. Yes, my dear friends. Hope point is clear. Yes. Now I am coming to the what is displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? Yes. So just I am going to write one reaction here. One reaction I am going to write. Once again, zinc plus copper sulfate solution equal to zinc sulfate plus copper. Isn't it? So let me explain that. What is displacement reaction? So more reactive metals, zinc is a more reactive metal, displaces less reactive metals. You should be remember, more reactive metals are non-metals, displaces less reactive metals are non-metals. Okay, the process or the reaction is called displacement reaction. I repeat, what is displacement reaction? More reactive metals are non-metals, displaces the less reactive metals are non-metals. The reaction is called displacement reaction. Hope point is clear. This is the displacement reaction. Isn't it? Yes. Isn't it? Okay. Displacement reaction. Beaker A, beaker B, beaker C, beaker D, beaker E. So we have to these are the solution. Copper sulfate solution, zinc, and what are the changes take place, everything we have completed. I hope point is clear. Yes. My dear friends, after this we will take the last point of this lesson. Last point of this lesson, that is uses of metals and non-metals. We will discuss that. Uses of metals and non-metals. One by one, step by step, we will discuss uses of metals and non-metals. Yes. Uses this side metals, this side non-metals. Okay, metals and non-metals. So first we will discuss uses of metals. Isn't it? Okay. First we will discuss uses of metals. First point. What are the uses of metals? Yes, my dear friends, electrical equipments. Electrical equipments and wires, especially you know very well, electrical equipments and wires. So many electrical equipments are there, so many devices are there, so many wires are there, copper wire, aluminum wire, iron wire, tungsten, chromium, nickel. So these are the wires we are going to prepare by using the metals. It is the first point. Next point is utensils. My dear friends, you know very well utensils. Okay, especially in kitchen room, utensils are there. We are going to cook some of the food. Some food we are going to cook, especially in utensils. Why we are going to cook food in utensils means you know very well. Already we have discussed the physical properties of metals. Conductivity. It means metals conduct the heat and electricity. So utensils we are going to use to cook the something. isn't it? So preparation of the utensils. Yes. Next point is it is used in machinery parts and as well as industry gadgets. Okay, machinery parts and industry gadgets. Okay, you know very well machines, industries you know very well. Okay, so we are going to use the metals to prepare the machine parts as well as industrial gadgets, isn't it? So next point is what? Fourth one, these are also used in the construction of the buildings, bridge. Okay, construction of the buildings, bridge. Okay, you know very well construction of the buildings and bridge, isn't it? Or to prepare the magnets, steel wires or steels, we are going to use metals, magnets, steel wires, okay, steels, isn't it? So these are the uses of metals. Next point after that, galvanization process. Fifth one, that is galvanization process. Galvanization, isn't it? Galvanization means especially we are going to use zinc metal here. Zinc metal we are going to use to galvanize. Zinc metal to galvanize the metals, to prevent the rusting of iron, to prevent the rusting of iron, to prevent the reaction between oxygen and metals, to contact between, to avoid the contact between oxygen and iron, we are going to galvanize the metals. Especially we are going to use zinc. Zinc is the metal we are going to use for galvanization process, isn't it? Yes. Next point is what? Electroplating. Next, one more process is there in electroplating. So in case of electroplating, we are going to use the chromium and nickel metal. These are the metals we are going to use for the electroplating. It means we are going to plate by the help of electricity. What is electroplating means? It is a process in which we can coat the metal by means of electricity. By means of electricity is called electroplating. We are going to use chromium, nickel, even we can use zinc also here. Zinc coating also we can, tin coating also we can use. Tin coating, other kind of coatings we have to use here. Okay, only thing is what? To avoid that contact between oxygen and metal. That is why we are going to use metals for electroplating. My dear students, you know very well, especially in case of jewelry also, to prepare some ornaments. Okay, you know very well ornaments. In case of jewelry, we are going to use the metals. And not only this, apart from this, so many areas are there. We are going to use aeroplanes, aircrafts, trains for the preparation of the trains, train tracks. So if we counting the uses of metals, there is an endless point will be there. My dear friends, we are going to use the metals in different areas. Trains are there, aeroplanes are there, tracks are there, machines are there, toys are there. Okay, we are going to use in different fields. Yes, the point is clear. The uses of metals, electrical equipments as well as wires and utensils. It is used in the preparation of the machinery parts and as well as industry gadgets. Next, to construct the buildings, bridges, magnets and steels. And in case of galvanization process and electroplating process, you should be remember. Next, after this, we are going to study about that uses of non-metals. Uses of non-metals, isn't it? So first point is what here? Fertilizers. Okay, fertilizers. Here we can write Z also. Fertilizers. Okay, my dear friends, you know very well fertilizers. Farmers, they are going to use fertilizers while sowing the seeds, or they are going to supply to feed for better growth of the plants, especially NPK. Especially NPK. It means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. These are the water nutrients we are going to provide to the plants for better growth. Isn't it? Yes. Next, especially in case of mastic. Phosphorus metal we are going to use. Phosphorus, P. Phosphorus metal we are going to use. You know very well mastic, isn't it? That round like head part is there, no? That is nothing but water, phosphorus only. Okay? The head of the mastic. Isn't it? Yes. Next, lubricants. As a lubricants. Especially graphite we are going to use. Graphite. Isn't it? Lubricants means to prevent the friction between two surfaces. Isn't it? So, especially graphite we are going to use as a lubricants. Lubricant means like grease. You know very well grease. We are going to use that grease to prevent the friction between two surfaces. Isn't it? And this graphite used in case of electrodes while conducting the electricity. Okay? While experiment we are going to use as a electrodes because the graphite conduct the electricity. You should be remember last class we have discussed graphite. It can conduct the electricity. Okay? That is why we are going to use as a electrodes. Isn't it? Next point is what? Vulcanization. Vulcanization process. What is vulcanization process? It is a process in which hardens the natural rubber by using sulfur. Sulfur is a non-metal. We are going to use this sulfur to harden the natural rubber. The process is called vulcanization. Okay, and this sulfur is used to prepare some creams. Creams means to apply the oils. We are going to apply the creams. Some of the creams to apply the oils. Such creams prepared by using the sulfur. Okay, antibacterial creams are there. Antifungal creams are there. Itching sensation. Okay, there are some skin diseases are there. No, we can prepare the creams by the help of sulfur. Isn't it? It is a non-metal. Isn't it? Next, purification of the water. Purification of water. Purification of the water. But how we are going to purify the water? You know very well, the municipality water will come. I think you got that one smell in that water, pleasant smell. Why it is pleasant means they are going to add a chemical that is chlorine. Chlorine tablets are there. Bleaching powder they are going to add in that water. Okay, leave it. If you don't know means chlorine means during the function or during the big functions we are going to put the one white powder roadside. That is bleaching powder. That is called what? Bleaching powder. Inside the bleaching, chlorine content is there. That is a pleasant smell. It means to kill the germs, microorganisms, disease-causing microorganisms. Okay? To kill the disease-causing microorganism, we are going to add bleaching powder, or we can add chlorine gas or chlorine tablets also available. We can add to purify the water. Isn't it? Yes. Next point is water, that is breathing purpose. Breathing. My dear friends, you know very well breathing. Don't need to say more here. Okay. Which gas we are going to use for breathing purpose? Oxygen. Okay. Breathing. What is breathing? Okay. Exhalation and inhalation. Exhalation and inhalation. Taking oxygen, leaving carbon dioxide. The process is called breathing. isn't it? So oxide is a non-metal. Still uses are there, my dear friends. It's enough or you uses of non-metals, fertilizers for the preparation of the mastic, and as a lubricants in case of vulcanization process, purification of the water, next bathing purpose, and to store the some of the human organs, human body organs, nitrogen gas is used. Nitrogen gas, liquid nitrogen gas, to store the some human body organs, to store the human body organs or transportation of that human body organs we are going to store by using the nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas, especially liquid nitrogen, isn't it? So liquid nitrogen we are going to use this to store the some of the organs of the body, isn't it? Yes. So like this, so many uses are there still. So it's enough. You have to focus on this uses of metals and non-metals. Uses of metals and non-metals. Hope point is clear. Yes, my dear friends. By this we have completed a chapter materials, metals and non-metals. I hope the chapter is you understood and everything is clear, isn't it? Yes, metals and non-metals. Yes, we are going to wind up here only today. Yes, it is completed.